I'm Marina Ray. I'm now a native English speaker, and in today's episode, I'm about to share with you some aspects that concerns to language learning process and answer your most common questions. Who's that baby? Oh my god. Are you gonna join us? Okay. When you come up with the idea to start learning a new language, you're just full of enthusiasm, energy, and motivation. But in a while, you don't see big changes. You feel like you're not good enough, and the idea by itself seems like sink like a stone. And these cause anxiety, disappointment, irritation, and frustration. And I always say, just start small. I know you want to climb that mountain one step at a time versus, you're hitting the road and it's a quite long journey. So take baby steps, start with 25 minutes, start with 10 minutes or even 5 minutes. The key is to build that new habit to become consistent, even if you spend just 1 minute, hear me out, 1 minute. And let's say learn just one word, it's gonna push you way forward versus you squander that 1 minute on something else. I still remember the day when I created my Instagram page just for myself, to push myself to post anything there in English, and it literally took me just 2 or 3 minutes. And maybe for someone it doesn't make any sense, but it worked perfectly for me. Yes, my speech was so slow. Yes, I made 100,000 or even more mistakes, but eventually now I can see this noticeable result. Of course, you won't see drastic results. You might see no results at first, at all, but 5 or 10 minutes today for a week, and then you start building that new habit from there. Some research shows that you need just 66 days to create a new way of life, to build that new habit. So start small, intend a daily language learning routine, and make sure that you're placing your language practice at the same time every day. You're most likely to stick to it. And I highly recommend you to create such environment that could help you be more concentrated. Multitasking is a great thing only if it doesn't relate to study. For example, you do laundry and listen to the music at the same time, or go for a walk and have a conversation with your friends on the phone, for example, and that's totally fine. That's perfect. So in general, it's when you can do 2 or 3 tasks at the same time on autopilot. It's like brushing your teeth in the morning, for example. When you make a decision to learn a new language, you may have a huge desire to start working on all 4 skills at a time. It's like when you hit the gym without a clear plan what to do, and you try to do all exercises that you can, and as a result, your muscles are pointlessly damaged and your body doesn't have enough time to recover. The same thing goes for studying, and there is a phrase that I can repeat over and over again: don't bite off more than you can chew. That's why you must intend everything in advance. That's why you must create your own schedule as if it was your gym training session. Personally, to learn English with ease, I started following this rule. Focus on one task at a time. Solve one problem at a time. It has changed absolutely everything. The third thing why it's a real challenge to study is dealing with distractions. Tidy up your workspace. Prepare all your course materials in advance. Put your phone away and make it hard accessible. Just please be aware of your actions. When I was studying at the university, I was addicted to my phone, and I could binge watch YouTube videos, movies, and I was easily distracted by notifications on my phone. Especially when I had to deal with unpleasant tasks, I was tending to delay them all the time and get a quick dose of dopamine. That was just a massive problem that I wanted to solve. And when you know the root of the evil, 80% of it is solved. I started hitting the gym to become disciplined, and I bought a book which is called Brain Coach by Garth Moore to train and maintain my mental agility in 40 days. So I've learned to fully dive into the learning process and become aware of all my actions. Most days, I find that it's great to keep your brain active and to devote even a little time for practicing. It doesn't mean that you have to bury yourself in your books. And of course, you should remember about taking little breaks to avoid fatigue. However, I want to confess that English is something more, and it means a world to me because it's something more than just a foreign language. And probably it's a weird feeling, but I do feel more comfortable when I speak English rather than Russian, even though it's my native language and I also love it. I've been told so many times that I'm so lucky that I have this kind of aptitude for languages. Or they say that I'm so lucky because of my parents. I don't know why people suppose that they also speak English, for example, or any other languages. Or they say that I must have studied abroad and therefore I can speak English fluently. I wish that could be true, you know? But no, and not at all. I'm just an ordinary girl who was actually partly forced to study English at the university, because when I entered my university I had to keep improving my German as a second language, but some things they has changed that year, and I had to take care of my English, and I had to catch up on my peers as quick as possible. So once again, I'm not a gifted person for whom it's a piece of cake to learn any languages. I just created my own strategies that are the best for me and that worked perfectly, like amazingly for me. And using these strategies, I don't feel any tension or pressure during self-education, and it's definitely a game changer. If you want to know more about it, let me know in the comments below. So when someone tells you that, oh, I don't have the aptitude for languages, that just means that it's just an excuse, because when you do know your main goal, you'll find a way to reach that goal. So thank you guys for joining me today. I hope this video was very interesting for you and useful, and maybe you found out some interesting aspects that you can start to work with and work on. So let me know in the comments what kind of questions do you have in terms of self-education and improving your English skills or any other language skills, for example. Let's share. Also feel free to share your own experience, what is really hard for you in terms of language learning process. I'm so curious to read all your messages. You know that I'm really active in the comments and I try to do my utmost to reply. So feel free to ask me any questions and share your own experience, and thank you so much. I do appreciate you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time on Friday at the same time. I love you guys. Bye.